Hey everybody, how's it going? So we are a few days away from lease signing. I'm happy with this. We just have to have a couple of things confirmed via insurance. This is what the new place looks like right now.
What are you doing today?
It's taking forever to get from one to the other with this drone. Too slow now.
Do you have it on fast mode?
Yes, that's fast mode. It's so slow. I'm still not to the wall. There, I'm at the wall.
This place is huge, Paul.
I didn't even go into your office.
Hey. Hey.
Yeah, it's like,
NL, can you shoot it?
but it was like, yeah, and then we're redoing the gas line. He was like, oh, I want to make sure
That's the drone.
that
You can fly drone in there.
until we see it.
It gets better. I could ride in a circle.
19.9.
This is me about to hit an L. I was pretending to be a truck for a second. Too soon. But one of the ideas that we have, again, haven't signed lease yet, we're about a day or two away from that, is do you guys think it would be funny to design it to look like an Apple store? Like, not be an Apple store, but be, like, just... What do you think, hypothetically, if you walk in and there's a bunch of stations like this, except people are actually fixing stuff? Like, something... Thomas Payton says, nice, for $1. Thank you very much, Mr. Payton. What's it? Steve, do you want to describe what you were talking about pre-stream? Steve, do you remember what you were discussing? You lost interest already? You lost interest already. All right. He has actually... Yeah, we were thinking because the space, there's actually enough space for it. Imagine if we just made it look as similar as possible to an Apple store, just without an Apple logo. But instead of it just being a bunch of iPads and brain-dead salespeople, it would actually...
Call it a counterfeit store.
Huh?
Then they're going to call us a counterfeit store.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no genuine parts, counterfeit design. That would be funny. Holy shit, that was deafening.
That was loud.
Okay, let me lower my volume. Did you rent this place? Just about. Haven't signed lease yet. Have not signed lease yet. Lease signing is soon.
Did you play your drone for
We
him?
literally, it's just like, does the insurance policy that we have cover this little section kind of thing? But that's pretty much the only thing that's left here. You're providing the experience, Apple experience that they advertise but fails to provide. Makes sense. Yeah, go for the Apple Store like it would be epic, says Philip Fisher. I just think it would be kind of funny if you walk in, it almost looks identical to an Apple Store, except people are actually doing the stuff that they're supposed to be doing.
And instead of an apple, there's a big sheep in the front.
Yeah, there'll just be a sheep instead of an apple. And at the desks, the lighting and all that will look very similar, except there'll be people there with actual tools, doing actual work, recovering actual data, fixing actual devices. Yeah, but I think the novelty would wear off very soon. I think it would... It's funny to think about, but I don't think... Paul's idea, which I think is much better, is let's just make it better than an Apple Store. Like, why can't we make it better than an Apple Store? Only item you need is a hello welcome door chime. Oh, funny you mentioned that. Paul, what did they do when we walked into that place today?
The lady from the back came running out to the front because she knew that we were just screwing around and she was going to, like, tear us a new one.
Yeah, she was pissed.
Hello, welcome.
Yeah, I have to...
Hello, welcome.
Are you satisfied with the terms? I'm quite satisfied with the terms that we got. I think that what we got was fair and equitable for all parties. Yeah, I had to walk back into that store because I wanted to get a good clean sample, so I put my microphone really close to the door chime. I was gonna ask that lady, like, can I buy your door chime for $100 or $200 when you leave? But she hates us, so that's not happening. I don't think that's going to work. That would be hilarious, someone says. Yes, I agree. God, yes, to any Apple Store idea. The thing is, what Paul's idea was, rather than make it similar to an Apple Store, why don't we just make it better than an Apple Store? Because that's what it's going to be. It's going to be better than an Apple Store. So I wanted to have the... Well, where was this thing I was... Where's the document I was looking at here? I have too many friggin' tabs open. Where's my Tor browser? Yeah, so I had a document here with most of my budget. So this is expensive as shit. But where's the part? I was going to get some of this nice wood wool stuff. Only item you need. Love your videos. Wondering, do you know if right to repair also inhibits work in the automotive industry? Paul can speak to that one. But there's another one. Love your...
We don't need right to repair for the automotive industry because you can buy parts for just about every single car aftermarket. There are aftermarket vendors for every car part everywhere, except for Tesla. Tesla's the only one that has to have some kind of right to repair regulation on it. But I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
That's why Tesla's Paul's favorite.
The only thing I could buy for a Tesla is windshield wipers.
Yeah, I wanted to get something like this because there's way too much echo and reverberation in that space. It's the kind of thing you don't have in an Apple store. There's a lot of echo and reverberation in an Apple store. So I wanted to get this stuff instead of the crappy looking panels I have here. Let's see. I don't want your store to look like a shithole, aka Apple Store. Right, I might as well share. I'll share my thing in the chat. So there's a link to my budget, approximate, of what I was planning on doing. You should sign each letter of your name with a separate pen and sell the pens. Thank you to Token Up 420. How long would you keep it looking like an Apple Store? I don't know. I think it's one of those things that sounds funny, but I'm not going to be happy with it as soon as I actually do it. Yeah, in the automotive industry, from what Paul has shown me, they already have all this stuff available, so they can just buy it. You know, they don't have to deal with... Oh, you can't get an ISL 9240 without buying a battery charger, or external battery charger, and then ripping the chip off and reballing it. Kind of bullshit. Interesting that the Twitch chat has 0 things in the chat. I'm kind of curious if it's broken or if it's something on my end. Or oh, anytime, NG. You should sign each letter of your name with a separate pen and sell the pens. Some design aspects could still be made to look similar, just don't to the entire store. Yeah, I agree. It was a funny troll, but that was that. Arcan, he leaves a lot of good comments. You can get a lot of assorted parts, but not the important ones, like computers, batteries, motors. Why isn't Arcan a mod? You should be a mod. You leave good comments. You could call it the Ingenious Bar. How much money would you suggest someone to start a business off with as a minimum? Is it okay to take a mortgage or loan in the business? One of the things I recommend is start as low rent as you can. So for example, like rather than get a store in the beginning, what I did is I said I'm going to meet people in their, at their place of work, or you can meet me in the park. I didn't use a WeWork or any crap like that. I didn't have to rent a big office or a crazy store. When it comes to having a nice website, my original website was literally, I think it was a table that I put together in either Microsoft Word or the eBay auction creator. Buy Bitcoin. I learned my lesson with buying too much cryptocurrency already. No more stupidity on my part, but yeah. So start low. My website cost me $0. My hosting cost like $10 a year. My real estate costs were $0. My employee costs were $0. I targeted the easiest service that I could offer. What is it that the most people need that could be accomplished with the least amount of money? And that's just the service I offered. I didn't offer what I want to do. I offered what I could offer. So start low. Christoph Vandel, I'm going to mess up pronouncing that name, gave €5. I appreciate it, and I'm sorry that I cannot pronounce your name in spite of the €5. Want to congratulate with your new space. I think it's awesome you stuck to your guns, and I have enjoyed watching your videos. Thank you. What soldering stations are you using? There should be a list. You're actually on Twitch, so I don't know where the list is on Twitch or if I put it, but in the description of the YouTube videos, there is a list of all the stuff I use. Will you use the right amount of Amtech flux on your lease? Absolutely. Can you get it? You can get a half-eaten pineapple logo, and that would be funny. Keep up the good fight for right to repair. Thank you, Justin Provost. Having caught up, where's the new place located? 27th and 7th Ave. No audio. You... Oh, come on. Don't screw with me. There's audio. Let's see. What's your favorite ThinkPad? ThinkPad P50. Are you getting paid out for your current lease? Companies that don't respond to me 3 to 6 months after I ask if I can install a heating system are not companies that that's not relevant to me. Like, that's not at all relevant to me. Being fair to companies that don't care if I burn or freeze is just, I don't care. I genuinely, I could give a fuck less about that. And neither would most people in my position, I imagine, think any differently. Love your bike traffic vlog. Since you're paying someone to edit videos, I think you should get a 360-degree camera. You know, a 360-degree camera would have actually really caught well when I was riding back and Paul and Steve were in the car and they started shooting me with a Nerf gun. They actually got me. Drive-by shooting, you fuck. I can CNC you a Rossmann repair sign that's more badass than a 10K lit sign and a fraction of the price. Just pay for the material, max $1,200. Email me. Email me, lewis@rossmanngroup.com. Again, I need to update the sheet. I'm going to need a lot of help with this entire process, so by all means, email me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Javon. Token Up said $1. Thank you. You could call it the Ingenious Bar. I will do that, Ben Chaplin. Where did you learn to speak publicly so easily? I don't think I speak publicly very easily. Even if you look at the conversation that I was having with the senators and representatives, I said the chip erases itself. I didn't finish what I was saying. I couldn't get all the things out that I wanted to say. I was supposed to say that law is downstream from culture, and that during the culture that the culture was different when these laws were created. Since the culture has changed, the laws need to change because these laws would have never existed with our current corporate culture. I didn't say that. I mixed that up and said something else entirely. I'm a terrible public speaker. I'm an absolutely awful public speaker. Just because I don't say and does not mean that I'm a good speaker. I think people get tricked and they think I'm a good public speaker because I don't say and but no, I'm pretty just as stupid as most of them. Enjoy your videos, entertaining and educational. Thank you. How is the right to repair bill going? I'm from Europe, but I'm really interested. I don't know. I'm keeping track of it, and I haven't seen anything on that bill from Boston since we first went, so we'll see. I like the 20K for unexpected cost. It's Manhattan. You're going to get ripped off by somebody at some point. You have $7,500 budgeted for architect designer, so you are not getting a separate interior designer to help you with the aesthetic. Yes, the architect/designer is doing that. Why is there a what is that, a seal or a walrus rolling on my face? What? Love your vids. Thank you for the Thank you for the $10 and for the seal that just rolled on my face. Yeah, I found a good architect. I have to change that because that wound up being $7,250. I gave them their deposit check today. They're really good people. They're people at Blueberry have been very, very kind, understanding, resourceful, helpful, lots of good suggestions. And by the way, of all the people that I had give a quote on that 30th Street store, they were the only one that actually gave a quote. So I had a bunch of people come by. I had a guy from CHS Group come by, and he spent 30 minutes there. He never sent us a quote and ignored my texts. I had a guy from Barami Construction come by. They spent 10, 20 minutes making drawings of the entire space. They never sent us a quote. Thanks, Barami. I had the Manny come by. That was the first dude that said it would be $150,000 to do the first room. You got to buy into the vision, Paul.
Buy into the vision.
He kept saying buy into the vision. I wish I had included that. He gave us a quote. He just said $150,000 for the first room by itself. At least it's a quote. But yeah, Blueberry is one of the few companies that actually treated us properly. So thank you very much to I don't want to get your name wrong. The singularity is coming. Will you break even before hardware repair is automated? That's going to be off a while. I think that's going to be off a while. Thank you to Jennifer and Russell at Blueberry. They've been good to us
read
so far.
Ray Kurzweil?
What? So we'll be fixing Neuralinks in 10 years. Tell me more about if budget shortfall Oreo the cat will serve as security. Oh, so sometimes I team view into my home computer from work if I'm missing a file, and when I do that, I'll team view into my home computer, and once Oreo sees the mouse moving, he will jump in front of the computer. He'll get on the couch and he'll stare at it and he'll follow the mouse around. And even if he's not following the mouse around with his paw, he will stare at that computer until I'm done. And when once TeamViewer is done and the session's gone and the monitor goes off, he'll walk and do something else. So Oreo the cat has a really well-honed sense of private security, bodyguarding, any essential services like that. So if I don't get the funding that I'm looking for, what I'm going to be doing is having Oreo the cat serve as security. Oreo the cat. Keep up the good fight for right to repair. Thank you. Infinite leverage cheat code. I don't get it. Do you still have any where's the catch feelings about the new place? Nah, I mean, the thing is it's a co-op, so the catch is that the building is owned by shareholders rather than a cunty landlord. So it's not a landlord that is, it's not, or especially like this building, it's not some sort of private equity horseshit where they leverage, buy out a building or something, and now they got to pay a bunch of money back. So since it's costing them so much to own it, they have to make a lot of profit, and to make that lot of profit, they skimp on things like having somebody to answer emails or phone calls when Lewis says he has no heat or air conditioning, stuff like that. Like they're not on that kind of Hub NYC kind of landlord shit. So that's the catch. It's a co-op. It's the shareholders own the building, so that's why you're getting a fair deal. What if you're making a decision too quickly? Maybe you could find something cheaper. I doubt. Thanks for your rights repair fight. PS, check out Unify Video and NVR. I install a lot of them and they provide exceptional value for the price. I will do. Thank you. The thing with I don't think I'm making a decision too quickly. This place, when I first got it, had holes in the floor. It was so bad you could see through the basement. It was completely dilapidated. It was $68 a square foot. This place is $66 a square foot, not accounting for inflation over 8 years, and is in damn near mint condition besides the floors, which clearly need to be redone. How you love the videos inspires me to pursue my dreams and up my own IT support company. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mexican postman. And I thank you very much for the 9 pounds and 99 ounces. What do you call European pounds when there's a decimal? Like pence? It's dollars and cents. They have pounds and
pence.
Pence? Interesting.
Quib and pence.
Don't keep the old store open 6 months. Keep it open 2 months. We'll see. It depends on how long people come back here. Are you going to try out the new Motorola Razr? Probably not. I'm not really excited about gadgets anymore. There's no innovation in most of these modern gadgets, so I just don't care. I got an LG G8 only because my other phone was completely beat to shit, destroyed, and I like the fact that it had better optical stabilization when it came to... I can actually use this as a GoPro. This has as good optical stabilization, if not better, than my GoPro. But otherwise, there's nothing that I could really care about with the new phones. My MacBook Pro 2011 13 inches overheating. I cleaned the fan, but it still runs around 78 degrees Celsius. Great videos, by the way. Replace the thermal paste, and then also realize at the end of the day that what you did is you purchased an Apple product. So overheating is simply going to be baked into the cake. It's part of the Apple experience. So just, think different. Tell the skin cells on your lap to think different. Feel different. Just enjoy the burn. Feel the burn. Put a Bernie Sanders sticker on the feel the burn on the thighs of your jeans. Started watching about a month ago and love what you do. What kind of specs do you recommend for a PC when doing this kind of work if it matters? What is this type of work? Because if what you're talking about is what I do, you can have a Pentium 3 doing what I do. I mean, really, Flex Board, you need Flex Board View to open. Paul Daniels software is very resource efficient, and you need a PDF reader. That's it. All the work that I do with regards to the repair stuff I do, none of this requires a good computer. Now, wanting to film it and wanting to be able to switch cameras between different cameras and be able to stream and be able to record and be able to render 4K video or anything like that, then you need a real computer. But otherwise, who cares? I don't know. I would get a cheap Ryzen. Build a nice Ryzen for yourself. Have you stopped searching for new places until the lease is signed? I have no desire to search for a new place. This is the place I'm taking. One of the things I'm really happy, so one of the things you may notice in that video that I showed in the beginning is that And when I first showed the place, there was an office in the front. There's not an office in the front. So I told the super I would prefer to not have this office there. That's part of my terms. We haven't actually signed a lease yet, and they already did the demolition work for me. So they did that demolition work before I actually signed a lease. I haven't given them a dime yet. I mean, I'm not saying that I would do this, but if I were a dick, I could just walk away, and they did that work for me. These are the type of people that I want as a landlord. So right now I have a landlord where if I email them in July or August, and if I email you in July or August and I say I would like to pay to install a mini split system for $20,000 at my own cost, can I simply get access to the roof or the back of the building so I can do that? They ignore me until I call them a slumlord in a video, and then a bunch of people contact them apparently, and then they find out. Whereas this company, I simply say, yeah, I'm not even a paying tenant yet. I haven't even signed the lease. Can you shut up? Better. And then I have my employees. And then I haven't even signed a lease yet, and they've already done it. That's the type of landlord you want. I'm waiting for the batteries to charge for my Nerf gun. If it weren't for your business, would you still live in New York City? I would have moved out a long time ago. I do not like New York City one bit. New York City is a dump. How close are you to moving? We're waiting to hear back from insurance company. Are they allowing you to store your bike in the new place? Yes. I actually rode my bike around the new place.
In the sink too?
Yeah, check this out. This is one of the things we did to make sure that it would not be...
Yeah.
Hello from Switzerland. I love your videos. Let's see.
It got ripped off the... Lewis broke the lock on the top, so it kept flying off. So I just ripped it off the wall and threw it away.
Where was my window? Yeah, you can ride a bike in that place. Most Intel chips have QuickSync, which means you can buy the cheapest CPU you can and still do 4K. If you want a better camera, I think you should look in the DJI Pocket Osmo. I like what I got. I like the fact that it's built into the phone, so I don't really have to care. I bought the DJI, the Osmo Mobile, and it was enough of a piece of crap that I have no desire to buy a DJI product again unless forced to. I think the $2K you gave Alan is fair, but he did go the extra mile. Be nice and give him an extra grand. No, not really. No. The space that I found was result number 3 on one of the most popular real estate websites in New York, and it was up there the entire time, and it was 3 blocks away. And like Alan, he's a nice guy. You gotta give it to him. He's a nice guy. But this place was 3 blocks away. It required $150,000 less construction. It was more spacious. It was cheaper. It had better building management. And it was 3 blocks away. You didn't find it. Like, 2K as a courtesy, cool, but no. I listened back to the earlier video on that. I'm just thinking, I was going to give you more? You can't be crazy with it. What did he just throw? That was a Uline catalog. That was a Uline catalog. The old 15-inch MacBook Pro page said that it could play graphics-intensive games like Fortnite. Sadly, it no longer says that. I think they took that off after 3 GPU recalls inside of 3 years. Lewis running a gulag. Yes. I'm getting a phone call from somebody. Hello.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, just come inside the store. It's 186 First Avenue. Just walk right inside. It is not an apartment. It's a store. Yeah, just walk right in. Thank you so much. All right, thank you very much. Yay. Lunch. Why don't you like New York? It's overpriced. It's dirty. The people are mean. The people are assholes. It's overpriced. It's dirty. It's underdeveloped. Everything here is constantly under construction.
It smells funny.
There are thieves. 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 He's a thief. He stole something.
It's the smell. It fills me. It penetrates me.
I now stole something that can't be given back from me. Since the office is demolished, don't you have to retile the floor? A little bit. All those tiles are coming up anyway. Those tiles are gone. Ideally, I'd like to redo it so that the floor is done properly. How many customers should you have to have, an average in a week, to pay such a high rent in New York? Let's see. 3. Well, that's the thing. It's not the rent. The rent is barely an issue. Because that's the thing. I was really hung up on rent, and then I realized there's 13 people working here. Like, the payroll is so much further above rent than any of that. I mean, you need 10. You need 10 customers a week. If higher end data recovery, like 4 or 5 customers a week. New York folk are friendlier than LA folk. I've refused to believe that. That's impossible. If that's true, then I will never go to LA. But did Epstein kill himself? Epstein did not kill himself. He was what?
That's just, I've been seeing that all over the place for so long.
Epstein did not kill himself. You know who did already. I'm going to miss the Rossmann Realty series. Who knows? Maybe we'll get evicted. We'll start over. Is the new place going to have a level floor? We were actually discussing that today. Paul, what is the best path to getting a level floor?
Oh, in that place?
Yeah.
Remove the tile and then put either some kind of self-leveling epoxy or self-leveling concrete down. Let that set, and then you could put new flooring on top of it. It's a process.
I remember a video you did bashing Chemtech, saying you don't dry your ass, you clean your ass. Plans to add a bidet to the new store. No, the bathroom is large enough there that I could probably put a bunch of stuff in there that you could use for cleaning an ass if you wanted to. Gianna Dore or Lana Rhodes? I don't know who either of these people are. Interesting. One of those is porn. Okay. Why am I Googling things from my YouTube chat?
I remember that night you refused to Google Banggood.
Yeah, I remember not wanting to Google Banggood. Lana looks cuter, but Gianna seems like she'd be more interesting. I don't know. Lana strikes me as somebody that would just cute, but boring. Next. Watching you in Boston. Awesome. Lewis, if you get evicted, you can use my garage free of charge. What do you think about Lineage OS? I haven't tried it yet. I haven't made time yet to try it, but I would like to. Julie DM says True Level. Yes, the Rick and Morty True Level skit. Paul keeps playing me that, and that's what I want for the new place. Krista Packrat says, sorry to hear about your impending suicide. I am not suicidal. You hear that, Apple? You hear that, Clintons? Can you send me some Taco Bell? I'm in Europe. I'll send you some PNP. I don't know what that is, and I'm afraid to ask. Hey.
IFC.
I know, kill myself. What's the outside of the new store like? What's the feel of the street? The feel of the street is scaffolding. So there's scaffolding. It's right across the street from a really nice hotel. It's also perpendicular to an FIT. FIT is a place for the fashionable people that would use MacBooks to go. I have the exact same maroon hat as that dude. Do you have a maroon hat? Damn. Somebody else has a maroon hat. Riata Abrams funded 14 czars. What's a czar? Is a czar like a king? No, it's TSAR, I believe.
TSA, no.
What's wrong with TSA?
No.
What's wrong with TSA?
No. I worked for them for 7 years. No.
Oh, what was it like working for the TSA?
Checkpoint is disgusting. Baggage is fine. It's the people you have to deal with. Especially Monday morning business travelers are the worst.
Thanks for your videos. Greetings from Chile. Thank you for the 1,000 clips. What brings you more joy during your work time? Repairing boards or managing your company? Shooting Nerf darts.
Flying drones.
Flying drones. Do you want a daughter or a son first or no kids? I really want a kid that's not an idiot more than I care about having a gender. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. I just don't want to have a kid that's a dumbass. I don't want my kid to wind up like one of those YouTube commenters that winds up in the likely spam. Did you get that MacBook repaired that had Apple's special diagnostic software on it? Okay, you clearly don't understand the rules of Reddit, so let me just explain how Reddit works to you. On Reddit, the original poster will always disappoint you. 110% of the time. 110% of the time, especially if they have something interesting. If they have something interesting, they'll disappoint you 200% of the time. What's the worst board you've ever worked on? Look on the channel for a board that was covered in piss. An 820-2879 that had cat piss on it. It should be public. It's a 5-year-old video. Yeah, so when I said I would fix anything on that machine free of charge, it's not that they declined. You never heard from them again. So, yeah, I never heard from them at all. I'm sorry I'm poor. I can't give you money, but thanks to you, I was able to fix my MacBook by just fixing my display cable. Thank you forever, says Daniel Lauritsen. That's awesome. I'm glad you were able to fix something. The way you can pay me back is by helping somebody else who thinks they can't fix something to get something to work again when they can't afford it. Just keep it going. Like, pay it forward. Like the Kevin Spacey movie. Can you explain right to repair bill for North American? And are the Nerf guns OSHA compliant? Paul, are the Nerf guns OSHA compliant?
They're oh shit compliant.
Look at how the lens compresses when you do that. Shoot that, but look at the lens in the screen. This camera has no optical image stabilization whatsoever. Is that or is that the shitty tripod? Best way to get into the repair industry. Find something that people need fixed and start fixing it. Start offering service. But the thing is, you need to offer service where other people are not offering good enough service in the field. So there has to be a gap. You can't just say, I want to do this and then do that. You need to do something that other people are not doing to a good enough standard. And the thing is, the world is filled with lots of people that suck at their jobs, that are not good at their jobs, that are lazy, that don't do them properly, that want too much money, that are greedy. But you got to make sure that those people are in the industry that you're trying to get into so that you can actually get into that industry. Thanks to you, I was able to fix my MacBook. Thank you. Daniel, you just said you were broke. Fuck, I don't know how to refund $2 in Super Chat, but thank you. I appreciate it. Now, in terms of right to repair, for people who don't understand, from North America, essentially means for products, let's take the A1990 MacBook. For the A1707 and A1706, A1708 MacBook, there's a chip called the ISL 9239. It's a piece of shit in many ways. Like, it's a nice machine, but this chip sucks, and it dies. It just dies on a lot of them. No water, no drop, no nothing, just dead. And that's a chip I'm able to buy. So what did Apple do? They went to Intersil, and they changed the address of the chip. No, the TSA employees are not the worst. Paul was a TSA employee.
Some of them are the worst.
Okay,
I had to fight against a lot of my coworkers to stop being the worst.
Yeah. So with the new machine, what do? They changed the address of the chip. They made an agreement with Renesas/Intersil to not make this chip available to anybody, and they changed the address of it so that and the name of the chip so that it won't identify the same way, so that I can't use an ISL 9239, which I can get on a board that uses an ISL 9240. And guess what chip tends to die most often on the boards that come here in the new MacBooks? The ISL 9240. What a right to repair law does would allow me to have the bargaining power to say, hey, if I give you $5,000, can I get 1,000 ISL 9240 so I can fix machines for my customers? There would be a route other than a middle finger. That's what the right to repair bill is about. If you commit suicide, should we look at Apple as the cause? I'll just say that I'm a happy boy. I'm not suicidal. I'm a happy man. I'll just keep it at that. I'm a very happy guy. I enjoy my life. I like being alive. I'd like to continue to be alive for a very long time period. How long do you intend to maintain business inside the new space once the new lease is signed? So what I was going to do is I was going to move, and I was going to change the Yelp and the Google and all the listings over to have the new address. And I'm going to see how long it takes for business to stop coming here. If business is still coming here at a consistent rate, even after I move, then maybe I keep both. But if it's not, then I again, do I really want to be paying rent on two places at once? Not really. Cheers from Russia. Hello, Dmitry. Thank you for the 149 rubes. I am now now I am a Russian asset along with Tulsi Gabbard. I've always wanted to be on the same team as Tulsi Gabbard. Feels good to be a Russian asset. MacBook repair shops here in Austria are a piece of trash. Okay, Benz. Why is that the case? And why can't you start a shop in Austria that kicks the crap out of all of them? Finally, they give me hot sauce this time. I have to cut this short so I can... Where do you think that where do you think that are gaps in industries? Do you mean where do I think there are? Instead of that are? I don't know. You got to find them. I mean, in my business, people were saying, for a machine that has a $50 screen, not that's hard to replace, not like the Air or the Retinas, but, 8 or 10 screws and you're done. To replace that screen, they would want $350. They would give you a used screen, and it would take a week and a half to 2 weeks for them to do it. So I said, I'm willing to make less than $300 for 10 minutes of my time. Maybe I'll charge $100 to do it. And you know what? Maybe I'll just kick in and buy them a new screen rather than a used one. I'll pay that extra $20 premium. So I would charge $180, $190 instead of $350, and I would get the job done in 20 minutes rather than a week and a half, and I would show up to the customer, and that was that. If you got to find and work your way in. Find and work your way in. That's what you're going to do. That's your job. Can I get that Mrs. Dash, Paul? That stuff is so good. I'm hungry. God bless you, Paul. No chips for you. Why no chips for me? What did I do? How far away is the new place? Is it like a mile, Paul? Half a mile?
No, probably close to a mile.
Zara's South African currency called Rand. Thank you. Whatever your new rent is out of the Flux budget. Well, I'm trying to get everybody on board here in videos to stop this shit where they use small amounts of Flux by the chips. Again, we're funding this through the sale of Flux. So each time we replace a chip, I got to get Paul used to the idea that he needs to use this entire fucking syringe every time he replaces an ISL. Or if he's doing a CD3215, which is twice as big, maybe he's got to use 2 syringes of this. Influencer. Paul, I need you to be an influencer. Tell them how much flux is necessary to replace a CD3215.
1 picoliter.
What is a picoliter?
1/100th of a milliliter.
See, Paul, that honest approach is not going to get you anywhere, Paul. We're going to be... I have never designed a PCB. I am not qualified for that. Is it possible to upgrade RAM and storage in a new MacBook Air 2019? I don't know. When I reached out to try and get RAM for the A1706 and A1708, not kidding, it took us a few months to get samples, but then they also said that there's a 16 to 20 week lead time to order any chips that we want. That's what you want for your customers. You want a 20-week lead time. You know, let's take half a year to implement your idea. So it's fairly difficult. We're going to work on that more when we have space and time. Space time, as I like to call it.
Where's an L? Did an L leave?
Would you trust any
really?
non-mall retail repair shop? No. I need to know who they are, what their track record is. Are they doing the job or are they outsourcing it? The issue. And that couldn't be further from the way I see the world. The Apple Store sucks. A lot of manufacturer repair sucks. This is clear. However, the thing to also understand is that a lot of independent repair shops just so happen to also suck. That's why having choices is important. Because a lot of people get into this without any actual knowledge of it because of the gold rush. You know, the carpetbaggers, they would say, that don't have any knowledge of the stuff. They put as much money as they can into branding, and that's that. Would you hire ex-military into avionics for a new store? Would you hire ex-military avionics back shop? Paul, what's that?
We'll hire anybody that's not an idiot. So just because you were ex-military does not mean that you're not an idiot, but avionics is very highly specialized electronics.
Oh, that sounds intelligent. Is there any decent ultrasonic cleaner for phone repair around $100 that you can recommend? Nope. If it's $100, you're probably getting a piece of shit. I'm not saying you have to get a Crest. There's other companies out there that make good stuff. There was another company that I was thinking of that Chris Long likes. I forget the name of it, but you can check out Chris Long's channel, and there's one that he likes. The only reason I don't like them is because they don't make one that fits a touch bar motherboard, and the one they do make that fits a touch bar motherboard is 3 times the price of the Crest. Greetings from Serbia. Congrats on the new place. Milos, thank you very much for the 100 RSD. I appreciate the 100 research and developments. Is that hot sauce next to Paul's desktop? Yes, and next to the hot sauce there's a mouse.
I got multiple hot sauces.
Dear Paul, soda's bad for you. Please stay hydrated. Love you. Now that you can ride your bike in the new place, are you just going to go the extra mile and place a Tesla in the middle of your store for Paul? Abso-fucking-lutely. For April Fools, what I'd like to do is I'd like to actually run over Paul's desk with a Tesla and have the Tesla just sitting right over the remains of the desk. Hands up, don't shoot. Heads up, don't shoot. No Tesla, no Tesla. Ford, Chevy, 20-year-old truck. I need to get myself a damn gun. That's not fair.
The noisy cricket.
What? I got this little tiny cricket.
Series
You got this
4
big-
deatomizer. Noisy cricket.
I know how to fix this, actually. Yeah. Wait, they thought of this ahead of time. So that the guy with the small gun can't jam the large gun. Eli the Spur guy says that you're going to go broke in 18 months. Yeah, but Eli does a lot of laughing, but he doesn't actually add up my numbers. You missed my super chat. No, I responded to your super chat, Daniel. Unless you sent 2 of them. Ah, Lori's seasoning salt is alpha, don't be a cuck. Oh, you use words like cuck. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. There's nothing sadder than someone who uses words like cuck. Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully. What is your spirit animal? Borio the cat. Congrats, you're the real MVP, says Sandor. Thank you. Those are euros. Use them for a massive Pepe poster in the new store. Thank you for the $11.05. I don't think I would use it for that. When is moving in day? I don't know. After I get the new floor done. I got you a little gift you can use against a wimpy Nerf gun. Ask, you shall receive. Did you get me an AR-15? How much to upgrade the hard drive in your MacBook Pro? Trying to work out how much money should be. I saved doing it myself. 128 gigabytes to 1 terabyte. About Australian 170. It really depends. What do you have? Do you have a model that uses a SATA in a proprietary form factor? Do you have a MacBook that uses SATA in a 2.5-inch form factor? Do you have a model that uses PCI Express SSDs? Really depends. If Lewis did squats for subs, Twitch would see he could be a real Twitch thought. Now, you got to be much sexier than I am to do like squats for subs or anything like that. Makes me sad when I scroll through Twitch and I see that like a good 5 to 10% of it there is just pure whorebaggery. It's just like these platforms have so much potential to engage with people and learn and spread ideas and interact, and it just winds up getting used as, you know. There's a $13,000 HDMI cable. I also know a vendor who unlocks Japanese Android phones. I would love a Sony Xperia XZ4 compact, not the XZ2, that old thing. I would like an XZ4. That would be awesome. But not if I needed $13,000 HDMI cable in return. I regret reading this chat. Why? It's not too terrible. Thoughts on the Librem 5? I haven't tried it yet. I like the idea in theory, but I think that in reality it's going to be missing a lot of stuff that phones that are cheaper that you can get have, and I think that that's going to wind up... At the end of the day, people say they want privacy and they demand privacy, but then when they realize they have to give up a single feature or a spec or having a dual or triple camera or having optical image, stabilization or any of that stuff, that they'll just wind up using the thing that they're used to and that they won't get a lot of sales, which does make me sad because I do think privacy is a very important thing, but I don't... F Apple for $6.66. The devil's number. Day in the life working videos with Lewis. Maybe. Maybe at some point. Eli the Salt Guy still hasn't broken 1 million subs. This is Dale. Yeah, I mean, I just think the problem is he doesn't understand my business. I still think he thinks that I'm doing, I still think Eli thinks that I'm doing break-fix stuff that he was doing, and I'm not. And even if we got to a point where, let's say that nobody ever wanted an old Apple product fixed ever again. I think I answered that one. And let's say nobody ever wanted to work on that. There's a burgeoning data recovery business here. There's a lot of people showing up, and the hard drive data recovery landing page I have on my website is absolute, utter trash, but we're still filled with them. So there's quite a few areas that the business can expand into. And, people are going to say, well, flash storage this, flash storage that. How many people, when they go to Best Buy, decide they're going to buy 1 terabyte of flash to back up their stuff rather than a 1 or 2 or 4 terabyte hard drive? there's a lot of areas to move into and expand into, and there's a lot of money to be made in this before, as a business, it's totally gone. It really just depends on whether or not you want to pick up the jobs that other people don't want to do. And to a large extent, we are. Why do you fix Macs if you hate them? Why do oncologists treat cancer if they dislike it? Why do counselors speak to battered wives if they hate spousal abuse? You are dumb. I'm sorry, it's just there's no other way around that one. What are you eating? 5 pounds for a coffee. Thank you. I am eating a burrito from Dos Toros Taqueria because they make the best burritos since Lucha Lucha closed. Lucha Lucha used to make the best burritos in New York. I think that they were paying their employees... Yeah, they were paying their employees like 30 to 50% below minimum wage. I think that kind of fucked them in the long run. But yeah, they made the best burrito in New York. And then now that they're gone, Dos Toros Taqueria. But to try to get in shape, I'm eating, 1/3 of the burrito now, 1/3 later, and 1/3 at the end of the day, rather than eating 2 burritos all at once, which is what I used to do. Not sure if you specifically need a small phone, but why not look at OnePlus? They're not, nothing that impressive to me. Have you or Paul done any hobbyist electronics? Paul does. I haven't done much. You don't have a Nerf? I got 3 next to my desk, so if anybody pisses me off, they regret it. I have a Nerf. Eli versus Lewis boxing match. When? Who wins? Oh, Eli would kick the shit out of me. It looks like, and I could be wrong, that he has a cauliflower ear thing going on there, and there's a lesson that you should learn, like, at a very young age. When you see that someone has cauliflower ear, just run away. No fighting. Just do this. Hands up. I would get my ass kicked. I'll be honest, I was surprised when you featured the topic in my comments on manipulation in your Season 1 finale of Realty, Keeping It Real, Lewis. Thank you. I appreciate that, Trevor. I do make an effort to read the comments. Even if I don't respond to all of them, I do actually scroll through all of them. And I do try to also keep a very clean comment section so that people don't think it's worthless to try to have a discussion here. If you see a clean comment section, people may actually engage in a way that makes sense and feel that you can trade ideas and all this. Staples versus Best Buy. Best Buy wins. Staples may outlast Best Buy by a little bit because they deal with the general office crowd, which seems to cater to business, whereas Best Buy seems to cater more to consumers. So Amazon will kill Best Buy much faster than they will kill Staples. But, I think Staples would outlast Best Buy, but they're both on their way out. I forgot to ask how many pages was the lease. 80 pages. Ever thought of a Google Pixel? Nope. Thanks for the videos. It inspired me to try component level repair of servers and industrial computers. It worked out. Congrats on the new store. Thank you, Megan. I'm glad to hear it worked out. I hope that your customers and the beneficiaries of your products are very happy. The vendor seems to have many Sony unlocked phones. I don't know who the vendor is. Copass says, I just got your Tello. Thank you very much, Copass. I gotta pay you for fixing my Tello. Have you checked it for ghosts? I was thinking of having Paul sleep in the store one night by himself before we move in, just to make sure there's no ghosts.
It's the first time hearing of this.
Are you afraid of ghosts, Paul?
No. I'm afraid no ghosts.
I use an LG G8. I like it just for the optical image stabilization. It's really good. It's like GoPro quality good, except without all the crashing that comes with being a GoPro user. Okay, it's about time to get to work fixing some stuff, get out of here. I just wanted to kind of share some back and forth with you, let you know that we're very close to the end stages of lease signing. I'm going to see what budget winds up being, what is available, what's not available. That's going to determine whether or not I build a place out really nice, or if I do the whole we'll wait to get a patio door kind of thing. So I hope to hear back from bank and also insurance company next week, because we need to figure out if if the indemnity clause in the lease is covered by the building's insurance, because then if that's not covered, then we have to negotiate who's going to pay for that. And that's about that. So thank you. Plasma says best of luck, new location. And yeah. Why are you so hard on Apple products? I'm as hard on Apple products as the Genius Bar is on their customers. I will leave it at that. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you learned something, and hopefully you learned something from the rest of the content on this channel. Please do go out there and make stuff work again. There's a world of people that need that stuff that is sitting in a landfill somewhere. And you're the one to make it work again. See you in the next one.